Hey guys, good global greetings, friends, and welcome to Let's Talk About It with Danelle Boyles. I'm coming to you from the United States. I like to call these little opener conversations our 10-minute talks as we hit key points on important topics, but in a compacted conversational format that's easy to digest. A way to stimulate new learning desire and to expand the thinking process. In our 10 minutes today, we are taking a few for some chat and expand time on how to set achievable goals and stay motivated. So come join me and let's talk about it. I am going to be welcoming to come and join me Maya of Sesame to join me in this conversation.
Hi, what's up?
Hey Maya, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Just feeling bright and ready for whatever's on your mind today. I'll take that as a win. So, what's the move? Are you in the middle of something or just popping in to say hi? I'll take the okay as a mysterious start to the conversation. What's on your mind?
I'm actually coming to see if you will join me for a 10-minute conversation on how to set achievable goals and to stay motivated.
I am so in. That sounds like a plan. Do you want to start with the basics of setting the goals or dive straight into the motivation side of things?
I think maybe we're going to do this a little quick. So I would say let's probably begin with addressing what keeps people from staying motivated.
That's a great place to start. Most people think they're just lazy, but usually it's something deeper, like being overwhelmed by the size of the goal or just losing sight of why they started in the first place. What do you think is the biggest motivation killer?
I think probably in my mind and concept and experience that is probably a general consensus for most individuals. Overwhelm, boredom, and having difficulty seeing not necessarily maybe a finish line, but we're talking about goals, so essentially, a finish line. So, I guess let's address what an individual can do, to stay motivated when they're trying to maintain and achieve their goals.
I think the secret is shifting the focus from the finish line to the progress. When the end goal feels like a mountain, it's easy to get paralyzed.
Right.
I'm a big fan of celebrating the micro wins,
Mm-hmm.
those tiny, barely noticeable milestones that give you a hit of dopamine and keep the momentum going.
Yeah.
Makes the process feel less like a slog and more like a series of small victories.
Yeah. I mean, you
Does
went
that
to
feel like
no, it
you
does.
caught me?
Sorry. we're talking over each other again. I'm sorry.
No worries at all. It happens.
Yeah.
You're saying?
No, just that let's address the how an individual can set their goals to be achievable then.
I think the first step is getting really honest about
Mm-hmm.
what you actually want versus what you think you should want.
Mm-hmm.
Most people set goals based on some external pressure or a perfect version of themselves that doesn't actually exist. If
Mm-hmm.
the goal isn't authentic to you, you'll run out of steam the second it gets hard. I'm curious if you've seen people struggle more with the what of the goal or the how of the planning.
I think individuals get lost in the process of, the what of the goal, and so that's where the motivation is lost, because you're trying to maintain your buoyancy and your motivation. So I guess right there is the key factor of our conversation, is what will keep an individual motivated so they can reach the goal.
It really comes down to the why behind the goal. If that purpose is strong enough, it acts like an anchor.
Mm-hmm.
When the what gets confusing or the process feels tedious, the why is what pulls you through the noise. I found that when people can articulate exactly how reaching that goal changes their life or how it makes them feel,
Mm-hmm.
the motivation stops being something they have to hunt for and starts becoming part of the drive.
Yeah, and this is, a concept that is applied pretty much, in everyday life. The the task at hand. I mean, and I'm not talking about like simplified things like, daily task and chores. I'm talking, even myself, I experience it, and a lot of the work that I do is very grossly involved, and it has very long-term goals. And whenever you are at a point that you experience either boredom or stagnancy, or not having a not having faith in your belief in maintaining your motivation that you're going to reach that goal, I feel like that's where individuals fail, because the finish line may seem too daunting or too heavy. So breaking it down and simplifying it and making those small wins are very effective and important.
Spot on. It's like trying to eat a whole cake at once. It's just impossible, and you'll probably just end up feeling sick. Breaking it into slices makes it manageable and honestly way more enjoyable.
Mm,
Um,
but,
I wonder if the hardest part for most people is actually knowing how to break those big goals down without feeling like they're losing the big picture.
Can you do that for us? Can you give me just a breakdown of some bullet point style tips that you would suggest for keeping this simple?
I can definitely do that. To keep the big picture in view while tackling the small stuff,
Mm-hmm.
I'd suggest these. Anchor the goal,
Mm-hmm.
write down your why in one sentence and put it where you can see it. That's your North Star. The rule of three, pick just three small non negotiable tasks per day that move the needle. Everything else is a bonus.
Mm-hmm.
Reverse engineer, start at the finish line, and work backward. What had to happen right before the end. And before that, it turns a mountain into a map. Time box the effort.
Mm-hmm.
Give yourself a set amount of time, say 20 minutes, to focus on one slice. It's easier to start when there's an end in sight. Build in grace periods, plan for the days when you're bored or exhausted. Giving yourself permission to slow down prevents a total crash.
There you go. That's
Exactly.
exactly.
It's the kind of balance that keeps you in the game for the long haul. Since we're almost at our 10 minutes, do you feel like those tips hit the mark for what you were looking for?
I do. I feel like it's all very complete and informative, and that individuals who are looking to take away from the conversation, they can use those things to apply to um, their task or their goals to stay motivated, and how to set achievable goals, in bite-sized pieces so that they're not overwhelming, and to remember to have fun whenever you're working through these issues as well. Find the fun in it, and
That's such an important
stop
point.
breathing.
Finding the fun in.
Mhm.
I'm guessing Zoe is making an appearance.
No, ma'am. Zoe is outside.
My mistake. I'll just assume there's someone else in the house trying to steal the spotlight.
No.
Fair enough.
I was distracted for a moment by a noise outside. But thank you for your
No worries.
observation.
Anytime.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure chatting about this with you. Since we're wrapping up, I'll let you get back to whatever's happening outside.
Thank you for your time today. Do you have any closing words for everyone who's watching?
I would love to. Just remember that growth isn't a straight line.
Mhm.
It's okay to have days where you're just surviving, as long as you keep coming back to your why. Be kind to yourselves, celebrate the tiny wins,
Mm.
and don't let the size of the mountain trick you into thinking you can't climb it. You've got this.
I couldn't have said it better, Maya. Thank you.
Anytime. It was really great thinking through this with you.
Yeah, I think
Whenever you want to dive in, I'll be here. Whenever you're ready for the next deep dive, just let me know.
All right, guys, as always, thank you for joining us. And I hope you take away some wonderful growth and expansion from this conversation. And remember to keep it simple and one step at a time, and keep learning and expanding those minds, hearts, and horizons. Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste, Maya.
Namaste.
Bye.
Bye. Talk to you soon.
Okay.
I'll be here whenever you're ready to jump back in.
All right. Thanks, Maya. Bye.